Hello, naked truthers. Welcome back. So, in today's episode, I want to talk about being loved out loud. And what I mean by that is, I've always desired to be loved from a place of, I guess, the word that comes to mind is display. So I guess being put on display, right? With their expression of love for me to be shown and expressed to the world. So that means, yes, posting pictures of me, writing me the cute statuses and tagging me, like shit like that, right? That's what I consider being loved out loud, right? Just making it known that I'm the one that you're with. And in this relationship, I've began to question, why did I desire to be loved out loud? Like, where did that stem from? And what is the root of that? And why did it bother me if I wasn't being loved that way, right? Because my partner, he's more on the private side of things. He doesn't really post too much on social media, nor is he on there shouting out to the top of his lungs like, yeah, this my girl, blah, 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 and stuff like that, right? He has posted me before, but it's not like that energy of wham bam in your face kind of vibe, you know? And at first, it used to bother me because I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, man, he don't really post me. He don't talk about me. He don't make appreciation posts. He don't do this. He don't do that, right? Just focusing on all the shit that he's not doing to freaking share to the world, right? And just totally disregarding everything that he does do behind the scenes in our relationship for me. And so one day, I asked myself, like, why? Why do I want to be loved out loud? Why do I desire for the world to see the way in which my man loves me? Like, why does that matter? You know? Why do I need people on the outside that has absolutely nothing to do with my relationship to know what's going on? Why do I want to give them a seat in my relationship? Why do I want to give them binoculars to the more deeper personal side of things between him and I? Why do I need them? You know, why? And I just had to sit with that energy because I'm like, I don't know. I've never thought about it. You know, it was something that I just always desired, no matter what relationship I was in, you know, or if I was dating somebody. And it's like, I don't need a crowd. I don't need an audience to know and understand that his love is true and real. You know, I don't need anybody else's approval. I don't need anybody else's understanding. I don't need anybody else to see shit, you know? And so he loves from a quiet place. And it no longer bothers me. It no longer bothers me that he has this energy of privateness within him, right? Of not allowing everybody in, not allowing everybody else's energy to be intermingled with our energy, right? Not allowing everybody to see what the fuck is going on between him and I, no matter what we're up to, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the in-between, right? And, you know, I had to stop and just think about the good shit. And I'd be like, he loves me loudly, but from a quiet place. You know? He expresses his love for me in his own ways. And his love speaks volumes. And it's so funny because in my mind, I was trying to dictate the way in which he loved me or how loudly he loved me. I was trying to turn up the radio station, the volume, the frequency. I was trying to meddle with it when it didn't need to be meddled with, all to me some satisfaction within myself of showing or being shown off to the world, of wanting him to hold me as if I was some sparkly trophy and telling everybody, hey, look what I got. This here is mine. And y'all don't have her. Ha, ha, ha. You know? And it's like, why? And I think I'm still sitting with this energy too of like, why did I desire that? You know, it's like, I have the love that I desire, right? And it's like, the satisfaction is there. So it's like, what else is needed from, you know, the outside? What wound of, I guess, not having, or maybe trauma related or something dealing with past energies is saying I needed to be front and center, you know, attention. And it's funny because I don't even like to be the center of attention. So it's like, why in this relationship, and even my other ones, did I feel the need to post pictures or be posted or to be tagged or have the relationship status up there or to let people know that, yeah, I have someone? Like, why the fuck did I care? You know? I'm questioning myself like, why the fuck do you care? And how dare you sit here and look at this man that has done nothing but love on you and say, you don't love me the way that I desire to be loved because he is not showing you off to the world the way that you want to be shown off to the world, right? And it just made me think about how problems can be created over dumb shit. How problems can be created over unhealed issues within, when there really is no fucking problem between you and that person. Or how problems can be created because of the lens that you choose to look through, you know? And it's like, he's not doing anything wrong, right? But for me, I was seeing it as wrong. I was seeing the way in which he expressed his love for me as wrong because it wasn't what I deemed as loud or being appreciated. Yet he appreciates me in so many other ways, you know? Ways that mean a lot to me. So it's like, why the fuck did it matter? And so now I don't desire to be loved loudly. I don't desire to have the world in my business. I don't desire to be shown off. I don't mind it, but it's not a need anymore where it once was. It doesn't upset me if he doesn't post me. It doesn't upset me if he doesn't tag me on Mother's Day. It doesn't upset me if he's not posting all the lovey-dovey pictures or, you know, writing those statuses about me. It doesn't upset me anymore. I don't get in my feelings over it where I once did. And he doesn't even know that I used to get in my feelings over it because I never told him. I would just sit there and just, you know, harbor that energy. But I'm at a place now to where it's like, yo, I don't need that. I have what I need. So it's like, I've come to the realization that being loved from a place of quietness, right? And when I say quiet, I don't mean like hiding or what's the word I'm looking for? The essence of like I said, having something to hide or just not wanting to be seen or not wanting people to know. Like, it's not that kind of energy. When I say quiet, I mean like the gentle kind of love, the way a loving whisper feels in your ear as it vibrates throughout your body, right? the way that silence speaks volumes, the way that you can be in a space with another person and not have to say shit, but they can feel you, they can hear you, they see you, they know you, right? They're in tune with you. And it's like, that's so fucking beautiful. So I've allowed myself to be in a place of acceptance of his quiet love, his gentle love, you know, the way in which he operates and the way in which he shows up for me in his own frequency and vibration and way of doing things. And I had to sit myself down and sit down my ego too, like, yo, chill out. Because you're doing the most and it's unnecessary, you know. I had to sit myself down and have a talk with me and really check myself and just really take accountability for what I was feeling and even understand what I was feeling. And I used to look for love. I used to really be on a journey of seeking for love. And I would end up in all the wrong motherfucking places, dealing with all the, I guess, wrong men, or maybe they weren't wrong. Maybe they just weren't in alignment with me. Or maybe they were because they taught me really decent lessons that I needed to learn, right? They taught me how to love myself. They taught me how to see my self-worth. They taught me to stop treating myself like shit. They taught me to stop settling for less, to stop settling for pieces of men, to stop settling for breadcrumbs. They taught me to be mindful of who I give my heart to, who hands am I allowing to hold my heart, the energy that I allow around me and within me. They taught me that I have more power and control than I think I do, and that I don't have to deal with bullshit, you know. And all those experiences that I've endured has created this beautiful wisdom that I have now, and this beautiful understanding and just love of self. And I've come a long fucking way when it comes to love and relationships and just the way that I view them, my perspective on them, and just my energy towards love and what that means, right? The way that I see love, the way that I receive love, the way that I give love too. And it's no longer from a place of seeking or needing someone to love me. It's no longer wanting someone to love me because my self-love was deficient. It was missing, right? It wasn't there. And so being that I couldn't fill that void myself, or maybe I just didn't know how at those times, I demanded love from men. Men that simply just mirrored my lack of love for self. And so I would get mad at them. I get mad at them when they would ghost me. I get mad at them when they talk to me any kind of way and disrespect me. I get mad at them if I felt neglected, like they wasn't loving me, like there was no affection. I get mad when they just fuck me and act like I didn't exist. But then I had to realize that I was doing the same thing to myself. By even putting myself in those situations, I was disrespecting myself. By not loving me, I was neglecting myself. By not seeing me, by not admiring me, by not honoring me, by not putting me first, I was simply inviting them to do the same thing. Because how could I expect for someone to put me up on this beautiful pedestal or this throne when I was treating myself like a peasant? You know what I mean? It's like they're not even getting that energy from me. So I can't even be mad at them because they're simply showing me. And so that's why I say maybe they weren't the wrong men. They were just lessons waiting for me to finally learn. And it took me a minute. It really did. But when I finally got it, I fucking got it. And I don't put up with that bullshit anymore. And so I think it was still some energy lingering there of that need to be loved in a certain way, and seeing that love being plastered all over this internet world as being quote unquote true love. And it's not, in my opinion. You know, whether somebody posts you on the internet doesn't equate to the capacity of their love. It doesn't measure their love. It doesn't mean they love you any more, any less. You know, everybody loves differently, and some people really don't want people in their business, and I get that. And it's like, you know, just a sigh of relief, because I could have been just crazy about it and approached him and been like, why don't you post me? Why you not making statuses about me? Why you don't tag me? Why you don't have me all over your page? I could have started an argument for no fucking reason, right? And it's not to say that my feelings about it wasn't valid, but it's just like, what is the root of it? And what am I bringing to this man? What baggage am I bringing to him with all this emotion built up, expecting him to unpack it, yet accusing him at the same time of doing something wrong to me when he has done nothing wrong at all, but genuinely love me. And so it's interesting because I know we all come with baggage, and we're all on different levels and different paths. And when we get into these relationships, we mirror each other, we trigger each other, we bring out those sides of each other that we thought we've healed. You know, we pull up all the dirty shit and the shit that makes you cringe and the things that's been suppressed for years. And it's like, whoa, where the fuck did this come from? And it's like the shit that you thought that you worked on, and you're like, nope, there's still a little bit of something lingering there. And that person that you're in a relationship with is going to bring it out, right? And it just shows you that, yeah, you did your work and you've come far. You know, don't disregard how far you've come, but you still have a little bit more to work on. And you know, I've been thinking about this for a minute, and even thinking if I wanted to record this, you know, because I've heard and seen couples argue over this exact topic of, you know, them not feeling like they're being appreciated, I guess, because their significant other is not posting them, right? And there's even like this, I guess, rule or opinion or thought that, you know, oh, if that man isn't posting you, you're not really his girl, or he got side chicks, or, you know, he fucking with other women, whatever the case may be. It's these conceptions and shit, right? And it's like, that may not necessarily be the reality, right? At least not for everybody. I'm not saying that that doesn't happen, but it's not absolute for everybody. And so it's really just tapping in and getting to know your partner and the way that they love, and then seeing how you're showing up, and if what you're feeling is really just some past baggage and trauma and shit that you haven't healed within yourself. And so I've just come to the realization and this place of gratitude of just like, I am loved. And I am loved from what I consider to be loud, just not for everybody to feel or experience the loudness, but I am loved loudly. I'm also loved quietly. It's the little things that he does. It's the way he pays attention, right? And it's the way that he continues to show up for me. And it's funny because you can have everything going right in a relationship, but yet you focus on the one thing that you feel is wrong, or you feel may need some work, or you may not just be happy with the way that person is doing or being, I guess. And it's like you focus on the negative, and that's all you begin to see, and you lose sight of all the things that are being done, all the things that are being said, right? All of the ways in which you are appreciated, all the ways in which love is being shown. You're so focused on the opposite. And since you're focused on that, you begin to see more and more and more of it. You find more and more examples of the way your significant other is just pissing you off. Because that's what you painted, and that's the lens you choose to look at. So now when you look at them, you no longer are looking from the lens of love, right? You're looking from the lens of deceit and blame and anger and just this energy of emotion and you did me wrong. And it's kind of like, okay, what can I find to fuss about today? What can I find to complain about today? What can I find to nag about today? What can I find that validates the lens that I'm basically looking through? Because your reality is showing you that which you're thinking, that which you're putting out there. And so the universe is going to give you that experience, right? And so be mindful of the way that you choose to see people, because a lot of times you can create problems that don't truly exist. You can create those false narratives. So whether you choose to be loved loudly or gently or silently or however you choose or desire, I should say, to be loved by your significant other, make sure you see the ways in which they are truly showing up, and you're not allowing your mind, your thoughts, the overthinking, the overanalyzing, your past baggage and bullshit to cloud, to fog, to throw tainted as paint on a beautiful masterpiece. Okay. That's it. That's all I got for y'all. I was just sitting here thinking, and I'm like, man, like this been on my mind for a minute, and I've been wanting to record this. And it's like, just a realization, just a moment of reflection and introspection, and just a moment of growth, and a moment of allowance and flow, a moment of acceptance, a moment of letting go, a moment of freeing myself, a moment of allowing my love to be free, allowing his love to be free, allowing our love to be free, to flow freely, to be reciprocated freely, to be reciprocated in its own way, and not have control over the reciprocation, because the way that I show up and love him is not going to be the way that he shows up and love me. It's not going to be reciprocated in the exact way that I may desire, but it is reciprocated. And it's being able to see that and appreciate that instead of shooting it down and saying, hey, but you didn't love me this way, even though he's still loving me. You know what I mean? So it's just having that understanding and still being able to appreciate the reciprocation, still being able to appreciate the frequency and the vibration of the love that I am receiving. And I know a lot of times people will be like, oh, love just isn't enough. And I get that. There's more to a relationship and a connection besides just love. It takes other things, right? Communication, support, understanding, compassion, authenticity, accountability, reciprocity, right? And a few other things. So I'm not saying love is all there is, right? Because it also takes commitment, and it also takes devotion and willingness. You get up every day and you choose to love that person, and they get up every day and they choose to love you, right? A lot of times people say you can't help who you love, and I'm not really sure what's going on with my voice right now. It's deciding to go out. But a lot of people say you can't choose who you love, or you can't help who you fall in love with. I believe the saying goes, or something along those lines. I've heard over and over and over again. And I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. You know, I feel like we love who we love for whatever the reasons may be. And then I ask myself, should loving someone really be steeped in a bunch of different reasons anyway? Because if those reasons shift, does that mean your love automatically dissipates? Does that mean your love no longer exists? Like, if you're not just naturally loving, if you're not just genuinely loving, if you're not just loving because you are love and you're expressing that love and you want to share that love with this person, you know, then it's like, all right, if you have these lists of reasons and now they was once checked off, then they no longer checked off. So do you no longer love that person? Is that love? Or I guess that's love with conditions. But then it's the same simple fact of, does love truly exist? Loving unconditionally truly exist? I guess that matters too, right? There's a bee just landed on my leg. Oh my God. But there's the question of, does loving unconditionally truly exist? And, you know, I wonder that while there's a bee crawling on me. Sorry, I'm kind of distracted. But it's interesting to me because it's like a lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to love you unconditionally. But yet we still have all these conditions in which we ask people to love us, right? Or in which we expect people to meet and love them. And so it's just like, love freely, love genuinely, love because you are love, and that's just the energy that you exude. And then when it gets to that more romantic love, you know, of whoever you choose to share your time and energy with, and, you know, years or months with, or maybe it's a few weeks, I don't feel like love should have a time limit on it, you know, because who's to say that you can't be head over heels and madly in love with somebody and it only lasts a few weeks or only lasts a few months, right? And it doesn't mean that you no longer have love for them, but maybe it was just time for you guys to separate. So I don't feel like love should be placed with a time restraint either. Either way you go, allow, release, be free, be mindful, be aware. Check yourself when you need to, and just take note of how you're showing up. Take note of your mind, your mindset, your thoughts, and if they are ruling you and fucking shit up, and shift when you need to, change when you need to, embrace what you need to embrace. Love on you and those that you choose to love on. I love y'all. It is beautiful, I hope. If you're able to, go outside and let nature love on you. Do you dictate the way nature loves you? I just had to say this before I go. Oh, this bee scared me. Oh my God. Do you dictate the way nature loves you? Right now, I feel like I'm dictating the way nature is trying to show me love through a bee by curling all over me. But anyway, when you go outside, do you say, no, nature, you can't blow your wind on me today. You can't rain on me today. You can't give me the vibration or the energy of the trees. I don't want to hear your birds sing today. I don't want to feel the vibration of my feet on the ground, right? No, you just go outside and you let nature do its thing. You allow yourself to be calmed and loved on by nature the way that she shows up for you, right? The way in which you need, because nature knows what you need intuitively, right? And so if all love could be that way, wouldn't it just be beautiful? Just the allowance and releasing the control, you know? The releasing the dictatorship, releasing the energy of you have to do this and it has to be this way. And of course, there is the understanding of not allowing bullshit. We're not talking about that right now. Like, you don't just allow anything. I get it. But in the allowance of genuine love when it shows up, do you allow yourself to receive it. It's one thing to desire something, allowing yourself to desire something, allowing yourself to be in that vibration, but do you actually allow yourself to have it, or does it always stay stagnant in the energy of desire? Because you can desire all you want, but if you don't truly open up and allow yourself to receive, it's going to always be stuck there, and then you're going to be wondering why you don't have it and why it's not manifesting for you. So are you in a place of safeness? Are you in a place of allowance? Are you in a place of receiving, truly receiving, not just wanting, wishing, desiring, hoping, but truly having a place of openness to where you allow whatever it is that you want to come in? In this moment, we're speaking about love. Are you open to truly receiving it? Because you can ask for it and desire it and want it and know what you want from a man, and know what you want from a woman, and know what you want in a relationship. And then when it's presented to you on a golden platter, you push the shit away. Right? So I'm just asking. I'm just curious. This is just shit that's popping in my mind right now. And so I'm going to go ahead and go. And I'm going to leave y'all with that. I love y'all. Thank you for existing. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for being here. I'm grateful for your existence. I'm grateful for the ways in which you show up for me. I'm grateful for the ways in which you choose to love me. Y'all are fucking dope. Keep being dope. Keep shining. Keep being your beautiful self. And keep loving you. And keep allowing love to show up for you. All right. That's all. Remember, life is as beautiful as you allow it to be. Self-love and perspective is key. Much love, y'all. Peace.